So, guess what we're looking at today? Yep, 65 Malibu SS. Now, I think it's the real deal. And you know, like I usually say, I don't claim to know all the ins and outs of whether it's the real deal or not. It's been played with. You know, it appears to be a California car. So I'll show you why. Well, one, the papers, he's got a bunch of receipts in his glove box, which, you know, are from California. But a little telltale is these little wiper covers. That's a very California thing, because it doesn't rain much there. He may have to put some wipers on it now that he's living in Tennessee. But yeah, this is just a nice, unmolested, not hot rodded, just a nice, clean, good old car. It's got original, like period Krager SS's, you know, not original to the car, but they've been put on a long time ago. Those are old school Kragers. It's just very little rust in it. The paint's old, so you know, you got a little tiny bubble coming up here. You know, it's four speed, which is obviously really nice. You know, it's got the SS emblems on the glove box. So it's Chevelle Malibu SS. It's got the original handbook in the glove box. Someone's you know, done the seats in it. These aren't factory, but you know, California, depends where in California they were. You know, maybe this was one of those down to Tijuana and get the upholstery done deals. But you know, it's all original colour. Yeah, that's the colour it came out of the factory. Oh, well, actually that might be a little bit of green under there. I might be telling you a lie there. Maybe it's not originally yellow. It's not a bad effort at a repaint though. They've taken everything off. There's none of the telltale masking lines that are normally associated with. That's the first kind of little note that I picked up, that it may be not originally yellow. But being a California car, and it's been there a long time, some of the receipts date back to like early 2000s. So it's, I'm guessing it's spent, you know, most of its life till recently in California, which is always a good thing. Yeah, it's this is just one of those cars I'd like to own, and not because it's a, you know, a Malibu SS, but just because it's pretty much, you know, unmolested. The body looks very clean. There might be a little bit of something going on with down in front of the rear wheel there, but yeah, it's not claiming to be perfect, but it's claiming to be a nice car. One that, you know, if you wanted to go all out on it, you know, it'd be a great starting point. And if you want to just drive it, just enjoy it, yeah, how could you not enjoy that? Anyway, that's enough rambling. I'm going to get it up on the rack and we'll see if it's as pretty underneath as it is on top, and I'm suspecting it will be. We've got a little, it's having a starting issue when it's hot. So we've got to kind of get to the bottom of that. But it's not a big repair by any stretch of the imagination, but I just really wanted to share the car with you guys. It's yeah, you know, I see a lot of pretty ordinary cars come through, and this one stands out. This is a nice car. Alright, I'm going to get on the rack and I'll be back in a second, guys. Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, we've got some signs of repair work here. You know, it's not terrible. Yeah, if you look up, I'm not sure whether you'll pick that up, there's actually 3 layers there. There's the inner, the original, and then a little patch they've rolled in over the bottom there, which is not really the right way to do it. But it's been done a long time ago, so it was different set of rules to play by then. Sort of similar on this side. Got a little bit of rust, a little bit of a hole happening there. Get the light. Yeah, again, a little bit of Bondo you can see down here. But, you know, the trunk pan is not falling out of it, which, if it had lived around Tennessee, that is probably what you would be looking at as a new trunk pan, so, you know, in lower quarters. They've got the old deflated air shocks in it, and it looks like there's one of these hoses going into each. See that hose coming down from above the coil spring? That's where that other side was. This was down inside the coil spring. I'm just wondering if it had airbags once upon a time in it, you know, rather than air shocks, and they put air shocks in, because this little bit of hose ran back to here, and then we've also got an air shock tyre valve deal there. So anyway, but yeah, someone's given it a bit of love, you know, painted the hat yellow to match the outside of the car. Let's keep looking underneath. I mean, floor pans in the passenger area are very solid. All the rockers are really good. Bottom of the front fenders are good. And it's pretty dry. I've got a little bit of oil coming out of the transmission, but you know, so what? A few of the rubber, like that, well, you can see there, that transmission mount is, you know, it's got a lot of cracking in it. That's, you know, it could do with a few little minor things like that. Someone's upgraded it to disc brakes on the front, which is nice. I mean, look, check out the headers. Those headers are decades old, I would say. But yeah, all around here, all the places they normally go are great. Well, not all bar the very back. But yeah, all the rockers are rust free. Bottom of this fender's rust free. Yeah. And everything's kind of where it's meant to be. All the fasteners are holding on what they're supposed to fasten. And yeah, doesn't appear to have been punched in the front and holes slotted and sort of funky stuff that you often see on these 50, 60-year-old cars. This is pretty cool. Tyres are out of date. They were new in 2013, so they're a little bit over. But you know, that's the customer's call. Yeah, like up here, some of the body mounts, really the rubber's failing. But it's kind of what you'd expect. I mean, it's not some garage queen, trailer queen thing that's never seen any hard work. Looking at the receipts in it, you know, they've been getting work done on it, just maintenance stuff, you know, tyre here, a battery there, over the years. So, you know, it's been driven, it's been used. It does appear it was dark green originally, or that turquoisey teal colour, which would be pretty nice as well if you wanted to go back with that colour. But it does appear to be, you know, the real deal SS, in my opinion. But someone's probably going to light me up because it's not, because it's got the wrong piece of trim on the something. But you know, looks real to me. All right, so I'm going to chase this electrical gremlin we got. I'm going to do a bit of work on that, see what I can find. Then we'll have a little look in the engine bay and the trunk, take it for a test drive. So I'll be back shortly. Right, let's have a look in here. Yeah, someone's done a little bit of work in here, the different trunk mat. Oh yeah, here we can see, well, there's some nuts. We've had some squirrels living in here, but there's a joint along here where they've added like the bottom 4 or 5 inches of the quarter. These old girls were pretty prone to water leaks in the trunk, you know, around some of these areas. These seals didn't seal very well. They'd get a bit wet, the water and dirt would get down this little wee gap and just cause issues. So I'm guessing that side's the same. Yeah, same. You've got a little join. If you can zoom right in, I'm not sure you can see it, but there's an overlapper panel here. and some old telltale Tech screws sticking through. So that's not a hard fix really, that's just that little piece. Just join it properly. Yeah, it's a serious fade on the paint. You can kind of see the yellow that it was and the yellow that it is. It's you know, to me it's quite an honest car. It's been used, you know, it's been driven, and it still is being driven. So check it out in the engine bay. A little bit of hot rodding been done under here. You know, this metal faux braided hose, you know, deal on the heater hoses kind of dates it probably back to 2000s or 90s when a lot of this was done. So it had headers, got the aluminum intake, that sort of stuff. Now I did check out the cow tag, and it is an SS. It's got LL on the plate, which denotes it as being an SS. It may be, it sounds like they had a couple of different engines. It depends where you look for your info. The top of the line motor was a 350 horse 327, but it could also have been a 300 horse. But either way, it should be a stout little runner with the 4-speed. And yeah, so let's pull it out. We'll take it for a little drive, get some heat in it, make sure that it's still going to start when it's hot, because that was the issue. It wouldn't crank when it was hot. So let's get some heat into it and make sure I fixed it. We had a bunch of bad connections and dirty connections, loose. So there was a few things kind of stacking up to like resist the electrical. So yeah, let's test it. Right, it starts good now. Can't ask for more than that. Reverse. Feel for where these gears are. Yep. It's nice, not too loud. Oop, brakes are good. Shifter's a bit tight, could do with some lube in the shifter. I think it's quite stiff. It makes it feels a bit vague where the gears, like you don't feel it kind of click in, it's just tight. So maybe we'll do something with that. Terrible way to spend your afternoon, is it really? Cruising around in an old SS Chevelle. that shifter's not working quite like it should. It's hard to find third gear, but it's got a bit of get up and go, huh? This is pretty lively for a 327. And it drives nice. Doesn't spook you, you know, like some of the cars we jump in at times feel a bit spooky. Like, oh, what's it going to do? This just gives you confidence, this car. We'll definitely get some heat into it because the temperature of the gauge is showing fairly high. We're about 3/4 of the way up the gauge at the moment, so I'm not sure how accurate that is, but we're nearly back to the shop. So, and we were trying to get some heat in it, so there was no mention of overheating on this car when it came in though, but it's not a long run to be getting warm. And I did check the radiator, it was full of water, full of, you know, antifreeze. So we'll just nurse it back. Check out the old red 57 there. That's next, coming in the door next. Now that belongs to a very well-known entertainer, but we'll get to that on that one's video. Right, let's doesn't smell hot, doesn't sound hot. Gauge is saying it's hot. Starts good though. Now when it's hot. Okay guys, well, I'm going to check out this cooling issue, see if it's not just the sender unit or something like that, and talk with the customer about what he wants to do about that. But as far as the starting goes, that's fixed, so that's a win. Pretty cool car. I like it. I like it. Even though it's a Chevrolet, I still like it. It's okay. I like them all, don't get me wrong. Okay guys, we'll see you on the next video. Take it easy.